Hi, I'm Vanessa Rosenblum. I'm the president of Pro REA Staffing. Pro REA Staffing is a search and placement firm, and we specialize in placing real estate assistants on real estate teams across the United States and Canada. And on this YouTube channel, we focus on fostering careers in real estate and helping realtors grow great real estate teams. Every 6 months, we put out an updated salary guide, and as I record this, it is January of 2019, and it's time to update you on what real estate assistants earned in 2018. Now, before we get into it, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so that you're notified when we post new content. I try to put out new content about every week. So in 2018, we placed 81 candidates across the United States and Canada. But for the purpose of the data set we're talking about today, we're going to throw out the salaried buyer's agents, the property managers, and the very high-level, senior-level roles, and we're just going to focus on real estate assistants. However, under that umbrella of real estate assistant, we have a lot of different job titles and different levels of responsibility. So we're talking about executive assistants, marketing coordinators, listing coordinators, transaction coordinators, and a few other roles. So if you want the details, the granular details, you'll want to go to our website and download our salary guide, and I'll include the link in the description below. Now, the big question everyone wants to know is, what is the average starting salary of a real estate assistant? And our average for 2018 was $60,988. This is the average base starting salary. This does not tell the whole story. We'll talk about bonus structures in a minute. And I also want to make sure you keep in mind that most of our placements happened in the San Francisco and Los Angeles markets. These are high-end markets. Those salaries are higher than the rest of the country. So this is a skewed average. Again, check out the salary guide for more details. The other question people want to know is, did salaries rise in 2018? And the short answer is yes, a little bit, but it depends on where you live. Way back in 2016, we were telling people in San Francisco that they needed to pay at least $55,000 in base salary to get a licensed, experienced real estate assistant. Over the course of 2017, we saw the market tighten considerably, and by the end of 2017, we were telling people they had to pay at least $65,000. So about a $10,000 jump in base salary. Now, things cooled off in 2018, and there really wasn't much of a change in San Francisco. However, going down to Los Angeles, we saw that same kind of phenomenon happen in 2018. Back in 2017, our average starting salary for a real estate assistant in Los Angeles was $53,240. Fast forward 1 year, and our average starting salary for 2018 was $67,957. That's a sizable increase. Now, we didn't place all of the assistants in Los Angeles in those 2 years, and it's possible that just we happened to do more high-level placements last year versus the year before. So take that with a bit of grain of salt. But we still did see an increase, and I can tell you from recruiting in that market over the course of those 2 years, we definitely saw a tightening of the availability of candidates and people's willingness to pay more for top talent. So that's where we're at this point. However, with the market starting to soften, I anticipate that those numbers are going to level off, and they might even go down a little bit in 2019. We'll have to see. Now, here is a breakdown of the average starting salaries across the United States in 2018 based on our data. This is just our placements. I've only included the regions in which we did at least 3 placements. So if you want more detail, you'll want to download that salary guide. So I also want to point out that up in the Northeast, the 57,000, all 3 of our placements last year were in the New Jersey market. None of them were in New York City. We do currently have an opening for a marketing director in New York City, and that position will pay over $100,000 a year. Also, we did a couple hourly positions in Arizona. So that $40,000 is just for the salaried roles, but we placed 2 assistants on an hourly basis, and their average was $18.50 per hour. So that gives you part of the story. These are the base salaries across most of the US or parts of the US. But most of our placements, I'd say about 60 to 70% of our placements, also include some kind of bonus structure. And the bonus structure can add anywhere from 20 to 35% to a candidate's total salary. So let's talk about bonus structures for just a minute. When it comes to structuring a bonus for a real estate assistant, there are no hard and fast rules. And we've seen all kinds of creative structures, but there are a few that are commonly accepted as best practices. The most common is just a flat bonus amount per closed transaction. So every month you look at how many transactions you closed the month before, multiply that by the bonus amount, and there's the total bonus. It's clean, it's simple, it's easy. It works well for someone who is actively involved in the transaction process and you want to tie their compensation to getting those transactions closed. The amount of these bonuses is all over the map. For a high volume, low sales price team, it might be $25, $50, $100 per closed transaction. For a luxury team who does maybe 10, 20, 30 deals a year, it could be $500, $1,000 per transaction. It's really all over the map. The next common practice, and this is one that I do not advocate for, is a percentage of GCI. So every month we look at how many, what the total GCI was for the agent or the team, and the assistant gets a percentage of that. I don't like this because we want assistants focused on the back office. We want them to think like an assistant, think about systems and procedures and customer service. We don't want them calculating their commission split on each of the individual deals. We've just seen too many times that when an assistant is paid like this, they start to think more like an agent and maybe eventually want to be an agent. A lot of my clients would like to avoid that scenario, and so not tying their bonus to commission is a good plan. Another practice that we see that I do advocate for is tying bonus to sales volume goals met. So for example, if the goal for Q1 is to do 10 million in sales volume or 20 million, whatever, there would be a bonus at the end of the quarter for hitting that goal. And it could be quarterly, it could just be when these benchmarks are met throughout the year, there's a bonus tied to them. That works really well, it's clean, it's easy to measure, and makes sense. One final option to consider is tying the bonus to certain goals met or projects completed. It might be for a marketing coordinator. When the new website goes live, you'll get a bonus of X. For every month that the monthly newsletter goes out on time and we get 25% open rate, you'll get this bonus. So we want bonuses to be measurable and achievable with a stretch and tied to the role of the candidate. The final piece of the compensation puzzle is benefits. And we still don't see a lot of our clients offering strong benefits plans. More and more are offering some money toward health insurance, and almost all of our clients, all of them really, offer at least 5 days of paid vacation in the first year, and that usually goes to 10 days in year 2. Keep in mind, for higher level positions or for more senior employees, asking them to take only 5 days of vacation in year 1 probably won't work. You probably won't get them to leave their current job for that, so you may have to offer more. So now you know what you need to pay your real estate assistant, but do you know how to find the assistant who is the perfect fit for your business? When you finish watching this video, the next one you should watch is my presentation on how to find your fit, how to attract the best candidate for your business in this competitive employment market. So I will link to that above. And then while you're on our website downloading the salary guide, make sure to check out our other free reports. We have an interview guide and a how to hire guide, and they're both great resources. Don't forget to hit like if you liked this video and subscribe. I will see you on the next video. Cheers to a fantastic 2019.